single source sort of situation?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just for the record.
Thank you for doing the work on that. Okay, so we have, I don't know if we didn't get a motion. So I would entertain a motion. Yeah. Huh?
You're gonna ask?
I am. I would entertain a motion for 2022-98.
I move that we approve resolution 2022-98.
I second.
I have a motion in 2 seconds. See, that's what happens when we have discussion before I get a motion. I can't figure out what's going on. I'll lose my place. All right, any discussion on the 96 water meters? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, council.
All right, we're making it to the bottom of the page. In Resolution 2022-99, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Williston, Florida, authorizing the purchase of a pole trailer from Ring Power Equipment in accordance with quote number 17623562216, authorizing the City Council, or I guess that says President and City Manager to execute any documents necessary to facilitate said purchase, and providing an effective date. Mr. City Manager Brevard.
Thank you once again, Madam President. So a pole trailer. So a pole trailer is basically a trailer used to move, and Mr. Miller could jump in here anytime, to move poles in and out throughout the city to have them replaced. So we have 2 pole trailers. One's currently the one that you see there that I also provided you pictures with.
Growing grass.
It's growing grass and
Yes.
quite rusty.
Yes, it's in pretty bad shape. The other one was much to, I believe, Mr. Bishop's credit, was a hand-built one. That basically is also in unsafe condition, that has, my understanding, no brakes, has been bent, and we've unbent it and tried to fix it. And so we're lacking the ability to move not telephone, I apologize, power poles throughout the city. And basically, we have actually saved some money on the squirt truck. Originally, we had budgeted, for the $250,000 for the squirt truck, and that's coming in under budget. We realized that we need this pole trailer basically to really do our job throughout the city. We can't, the utility guys can't do their job without an effective way to move a pole. And so basically, the smaller ones, they can move on the truck, which really is safe, but it really needs to be on a pole trailer or something designed to do that. With that, we were asking, for you to give us the authority to purchase a pole trailer. I gave you 3 quotes, I believe. Those quotes range anywhere from, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, I think the first one, Ring Power, is 20.
I believe it's 25 to 40.
Yeah, there's.
I don't think they're in our packet.
They're not? You don't have all 3?
No.
I don't think we have any of them.
But
I
we saved
apologize. You should.
$25,000.
You have them. So I have basically Mr. Miller spec them out. Their one from Ring Power is $22,877. The other one from Sabre Manufacturing came in the price at $43,662. The third one, which is from Global Rental Company, and it's a manufacturer, not a rental, came in at $25,800. Our recommendation is, and I could give you these if you'd like to look at them, but our recommendation is that we go with the Ring Power pole trailer. But even getting the approval tonight, we will receive this in a year.
Yeah, I believe it was 50 weeks.
So they're pretty much made to order.
Somebody locally can't build one? No?
No.
I mean, we have fabricators around here. You'd think they could build one in less time than that.
They're pretty special, and be honest with you,
Holy cow.
because of the way they're designed, what we ran into was, and we tried even borrowing them, we tried renting them. There's a lot, we stopped short at maybe even borrow one without asking, but, nobody wants to loan you one because of the liability and risk involved in them. Then they're willing to, like, as an example, Ocala, who's a great partner, is willing to provide us with 2 people, a truck, a pole trailer, and we'd be more than happy to charge us to come out and do this work for us, but will not give us any of the material. Neither will GRU or anybody
The
else.
liability for moving those things from this, it is not transferable. It's your truck, it's your liability.
There's no used ones out there?
No.
The used ones out there are 3/4, 80% price and.
Yes, sir, we do, we have it, we've,
Another one that's sinking fund.
So.
Stinking fun.
It's sinking fast, boy.
The budget has $250,000 already in the electric department.
Right.
And so that is for the vehicle. So they're only gonna use 225 for the squirt truck, and then the remaining 25 is for this, so it's all within the budget.
So it's washed in that.
It is, but, you know, to your point, this is coming, it was budgeted to come out of cash reserves. So it would just be the same, so there'd be no changes, just be changing the allocation of that line.
but it is more, and we are asking for, $22,000, just above that, so we can move poles around. And they are a very specific item.
I just hate that you have to wait so long for it.
Yeah.
Can some of the lockers do things for us?
Well, I will tell you this, that we've been laboring with the idea how to move those around. We had, Eddie Hodge from Williston Timber has graciously offered to move, poles for us to finish the Airport Williston Community Animal Shelter
I
property.
was just thinking, does this
Um,
mean
I saw your
50
hand.
more months before the animal shelter
I
can get
hope
power?
not, Mr. Mayor.
However, there's a unique problem of how to get them on and off the pole, the trailer. Timber trees are basically trees and then they're poles, but we will work it out and get it done. And Williston Timbers graciously said, give us 2 or 3 days notice, and they would be more than happy to move whatever poles we need out there so we can get our job done.
But that's specific,
Just for this.
just for that.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Just for that.
Just for that. So, other than that, we really do need a pole trailer. There isn't any city utility company anywhere that does not have a pole trailer, that they can do their jobs.
Williston.
Okay, I'm asking for a motion for resolution 2022-99, to purchase a pole trailer from Ring Power in the amount of $22,877 with the surplus from the squirt truck.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 2022-99.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any further discussion? All in favor of the motion say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And I apologize, I thought y'all had the quotes. That's, my bad. So,
You probably got them at the last minute after the agenda had already been sent out. Okay, item O.
no, that one was mine.
O, discussion with possible action, review of Terry Bavard's contract, appointing Terry Bavard as the city manager. Okay, I think it's high time we made this interim person our city manager. I don't see any reason to continue it the way we're doing. And you have before you a contract, an agreement, should I say, an agreement that he and I have looked at and agreed to, and that's been in your packet, that I would put before you and ask if you have any questions for either one of us.
Should it be in any one of these resolutions what the salary is there?
It is in the agreement.
Okay.
I see, lovely Miss Baloo down there.
It says in the resolution of manager agreement.
Right.
Just for the record, legal has also reviewed this contract.
Do what now?
Legal has also reviewed the contract.
Oh, terrific. Thank you very much. I didn't know if you had time to do that since we did it so quickly. That was why your agenda was late. I was trying really hard to get this on your agenda because I was trying to get it done before the first of the year. Any questions? I can tell you that there were only 2 areas that I had questions, and I discussed those with him, and we are there. And you will see, it's pretty much the same as the ones we've had very recently.
Right, except for the vehicle. The vehicle, before it was a vehicle allowance.
Right.
This is the late model which you are driving at this time.
He's not driving a late model, he's driving an old as the hills car.
The real late model.
We took the late model back.
Yeah, they took the late model back. So we'll discuss, we'll work on the vehicle as we go. But it does say late model. I'd like to have something a little newer for him. Late as in early, as in newer. Late as in new, and not late as in old.
We have not provided a vehicle before. Not that-
We did for Mr. Holloway, it's been a while, and Mr. Coleman also drove that vehicle. And that vehicle ended up with the fire department, and I think it's probably gone with the wind by
Can
now.
you get it back?
No, it's probably long. It's not late model, I can tell you. If you think back how we bought if you'll remember, I think it was a red Explorer, if I remember right. Yeah, and it went from Mr. Holloway to Mr. Coleman, and from Mr. Coleman to the fire department. And ever since then, we've paid an allowance.
Does that mean I get the other car back?
Yeah, if we find another one, we need a crew car for the city hall, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm growing fond of my Impala.
However, do we have that budgeted to buy a vehicle?
We don't, and it doesn't say we're gonna buy one. It just says that we'll try to supply him a late model vehicle. And we'll kind of work on that between now and then.
Along with that whole,
And again, late model means new, not old.
along with that.
Late model means, not too old.
City manager, are you able to drive a full truck?
A full
Yeah.
truck?
Evidently not.
I could.
We could combine the two.
There you go.
Apparently you have to have certain kind of license, so probably not. They don't let me drive anything.
I can imagine.
My truck can get it in.
I don't think the car is gonna become an issue. Obviously, there's been some discussion about the car. I would never let the city buy me a vehicle that would impact anybody else in the city, period.
And he said that to me 3 or 4 times already, so.
Would never,
We can pick him up. I need some equipment.
except for the police department.
Your budget is separate.
You get ready to get some equipment back.
Yeah, you can hand over one of those black Tahoes, we'll be in good shape.
Hey.
Yeah, so just hold your horses there.
That's what I gotta get equipment for.
All right, so look at section 3, that's where the compensation is. There's also a section that talks about the pension, which is the retirement benefit. Those were the 2 areas that he and I talked the most about. The vehicle was a change from what we had previously because I think we did a $350 car allowance before.
Right.
So we could very easily buy a vehicle for less than $350 a month.
Where?
One of those electric.
At Donald's car lot?
I can buy one at car lot. Duluth Toyota for like $100 a month.
Oh, never.
Electric.
We could definitely get a good car for $350 a month.
Goodness gracious.
You buy me one too?
I got a Ninja.
Late model, not old model.
Really old.
Tomlinson has within a year and a half.
It's 9:15. The man doesn't work
Oh, you have to go to Chief LaChrysler Dodge Jeep and buy yourself one that's 0% interest.
Okay.
All right, so here we are. Any questions about the contract? Oh, the salary. The salary,
80,000.
I'm right up here, 80,000.
$159.
Thank you, I have to go back. 159. 80,159. It's 4 years, actually.
Every 2 weeks.
Give or take.
For the record, the back quarter is giggling. They enjoyed that. All right, any questions? Let's hear them if you need to. This is your chance.
Just ask for a vote.
I'm going to, but people are still looking at it. I can see them still scrolling through it. The main areas are those two.
I read it and I compared it with others and y'all did a good job.
Thank you very much. All right. Yes, I'm ready.
I'll make a recommendation to approve resolution 2022-100 as stated.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Do I have any further discussion on the city manager's agreement? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Congratulations. We're very lucky to have you. And I want you to know it's only 9:15, y'all. I thought we'd be here till at least 10 o'clock.
Hell yeah.
Item number 8 is public participation. Anyone have anything for this agenda at this time?
I do.
Oh, okay, Ms. Robinson.
After the November council meeting, I was asked by a few citizens if I knew of, or any other council members knew of the charges that Mr. Goodman made on his credit card, or if the president was the only council member to know of this, and why. I did know because I am a check signer. Excuse me. And honestly, I do not know if the other counselors knew prior to the August meeting when Mr. Goodman put it on the agenda the first time, because we cannot discuss matters except at a council meeting. And that was the whole issue. I want to know if we had discussed it. The matters were scheduled on an agenda, however, the matter was taken care of and dropped, and I will explain. First, I would like to apologize to President Jones because she took some of the heat at the November meeting and I said nothing. The credit card charges were brought to my attention by City Clerk Wright in June. The charges started in April. I was astonished to say the least. Gas charges and one charge at Walgreens for glasses. Total credit card charges for over $600 to $700 in a little over a month. Beginning the week after Mr. Goodman was given the credit card. I consider this taking what does not belong to you or taking city funds. I asked Mrs. Wright not to approve any further charges until investigated, at which time she told me the president was aware and investigating, and Ms. Latricia was instructed the same by the president, not to approve any further charges made by Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman called me to meet him at the animal shelter. He wanted to discuss something. I did, and he was upset about the letter he received from President Jones explaining why and requesting the city to be paid back, and he gave me a copy of that letter. He said the shelter belonged to the city, and he was doing the city a favor. I told Mr. Goodman I would not comment to him at that time until I checked out all the minutes and facts about the shelter. I did investigate, and what I thought was true was the animal shelter belonged to the committee until completed, and a CO is established, at which time the city will take over ownership and is run as intended. The city donated $75,000 towards the construction, and the committee was going to have fundraisers, etc., to raise the remainder as agreed. The committee was having problems getting the animal shelter constructed and came to the council meeting for discussion, came to the council. Mr. Goodman came to the meeting along with the committee. At that time, raised his hand and volunteered his services and expertise on the construction to supervise. As I have been raised to believe, if you volunteer, that is exactly what it is. You are giving yourself and your time, and if you give monetarily, that is up to you. Mr. Goodman put on the August agenda to discuss the matter of the credit card charges. That was dropped because Mr. Goodman, the president, our attorneys discussed just prior to the meeting, and Mr. Goodman agreed and paid and relinquished the credit card given to him. I thought his actions of admission he was doing was wrong and misused city funds. Thinking the matter was taken care of until Mr. Goodman had put it on the agenda again in November to discuss again, at which time he was not happy with the president and the way she handled the situation. I don't know of how else and more discreetly she could have handled his actions. At the November meeting, Mr. Goodman stated and wanted to set the record straight by his account. He said in part that he was not instructed on how to use a credit card, which I found a little bizarre. He also started to quote the charter but fell short. The actual charter, section 2.04, compensation expenses, the last line reads as, "The mayor shall receive his actual and necessary expenses in the performance of his duties. The animal shelter is not the duties of the mayor." At this point, the animal shelter was being constructed by a volunteering citizen, not the mayor. Mr. Goodman was on the council for approximately 7 to 8 years before he resigned, and part of that time as council president. And he admitted and stated he did not know how to use a credit city card. I know you do not use someone else's credit card for your own use. By the way, if we do go out of the area to perform city duties, we use expense reports. We get reimbursed mileage for the city duties, not by filling tanks. If he did not know, he should have asked prior to starting charging his gas. I have only used the city expense report once or twice, and that was to go to Tallahassee for legislative days. Again, and Madam President, I am sorry for not stating the facts as I knew them. Thank you.
Okay, anything else in public participation or announcements?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm seeing Ms. Jones first.
I just wanted to remind everybody that we have Movie in the Park at Cornelius Williams, Saturday, December 17th. It's actually going to start at 5 because they have some events for the children before the movie starts. So it's all free popcorn. Just bring your blankets and your chairs. And we will be at the Christmas party.
Chief Rawls.
Ho, 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 Santa's coming to town, December 15th, 5 p.m.
Say that again.
I gave y'all a flyer. So December 15th, 5 p.m., the route which Santa will be traveling will be posted at a later date. I have tickets for the Kirby Farm Christmas train if anybody's interested or would like to attend this event with your family or friends. Ike Christmas party was a success, approximately 100 kids. Captain Fordney, Brooke, and myself cooked hot dogs and gave out pizza to the kids, and they absolutely enjoyed it. Update on the USDA grant. I'm talking fast because I'm ready to get out of here. I got home at 3:30 this morning from the football game. I'm ready to go to bed. Update on the USDA grant. We were able to purchase 2 2023 Tahoes. Woo-hoo! After a long, lengthy search trying to find vehicles, if you're looking for a vehicle, I can tell you it is hard.
Our city manager needs one.
It's hard to find vehicles. So we were able to get our hands on 2. We picked them up. They're at the PD if anybody want to take a look at them. We're working on getting price quotes to get the vehicles outfitted and to get them out in the community. So stay tuned. I've already talked to Stephen a little bit about funds available to outfit those vehicles, and I should have those quotes next meeting. And yeah, he's glad he came. All right, update on the JAG grant. Aaron has received almost all of the security equipment ordered under this grant for the security of the police and fire department. The last item I think Aaron is waiting on is the electronic door locks. Is that correct, Aaron? And we will be able to fulfill that grant. So I have started working on the donated in-car. Aaron has started working on the donated in-car computers. Hopefully sometime soon we will see them in the vehicles. They won't be completely connected to our system, but They will be used as a way that the officers can fill out forms and print them instead of standing out on the side of the road trying to hold a flashlight, a clipboard, a pen, and watch the person they're dealing with, as well as watching traffic coming by. This process of putting these computers in the car should make that a little bit easier and a lot more safer for the officers. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you. Mr. Barber.
Hannah and I just wanted to thank everybody for their thoughts and prayers and kind wishes. And Mom and William Wallace is doing really well. And so we just really appreciate the cards and the comments. And she's not looking forward to the 19th. So
When you come back to work.
When I come back to work. But anyways, thank you.
It won't be here soon enough for us. We've missed you. Anybody else?
Yes.
Mr. Miller. Hey, Mr. Miller first.
I just want to let you know that we finally got the new lights in for around City Hall, so you will be seeing us changing the color of lights. And
Perfect. And these were the ones that were recalled before we got them up the first time. We got the new ones. Thank you very much. We were talking about those just the other night. Ms. Wright.
just a reminder, City Christmas Party, December the 17th at the Williston Crossing at 6 p.m. And also I want to thank everyone that helped with the hot cocoa Saturday night, and the guys that helped put up the tents and everything. I appreciate you all very much.
And the parade was wonderful. The lights look absolutely gorgeous. I've had people in town tell me it looks like Disney World. They love the blue poles. They love the white and the blue and the colored trees. So thank you, Mr. Ross.
I'd like to suggest that next year it start at 5:30.
You mean the parade?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a little bit of light left to see what's going on.
Yeah.
When you wait till 6 and then crank around till 6:30, it's dark. You can't tell what anything is.
Yeah, they want to see the lights in the dark for the parade. We need to put some lights in the park. That's what I heard. People are walking around in the park and they can't see because there's no light. So somehow we've got to put light on the sidewalk. Somebody suggested running lights down the side of the sidewalk so you can see them, but that would take a lot of light. So, Mr. Miller.
I plan on this after we get through this one, I'm going to run the wire all the way around and actually have it in the ground, so by the 10th there will be power available.
Perfect. I know one vendor who had hot chocolate who didn't bring his hot chocolate warm. They had chocolate milk that they were trying to heat up, and they didn't have power until the lights went on. So they had nothing but cold chocolate milk.
So, since we're speaking of lights,
which wasn't bad actually.
Could we not have it to where like the lights on top of the poles are lit, and then right before they go to light up Williston, kill those lights out, and then kick on the Christmas lights? That'll give people
Probably not that easy. They're probably all on the same circuit.
Yeah, they're all in the same photo eye. We can't do that, but we can talk about more light towers. We can talk about accent lights.
Yeah. I know I parked all the way at the other side of the gazebo, and I walked all the way to the Rebellion in the dark. And there were a lot of people that obviously I parked all the way down there, not because I wanted to, but because there were cars. So all those people walked in the dark. So thank you for the sand that you put on the side of the sidewalk. That made a lot of difference. It kept people from falling off in the dark. And I, for one, want to talk to the chamber about making the program a little more structured. The lights were on before I even knew they were getting ready to do it.
There was no countdown or
anything. Yeah, there was no countdown.
No countdown.
And usually we have singing. We had a DJ.
There was a countdown.
The speakers weren't
We were
The speakers on
Miss
I
Deborah.
was standing right there and I never heard it.
There-
Yeah, you couldn't hear it, but Mr. Cox has an idea.
He does? Okay, let's hear it.
Yep, I've got a couple of companies that I'm gonna call who deals professionally with speakers to see what Bluetooth speakers would be that we could put up down the park so that everybody could hear it. You could pipe music and things like that. But I can promise you, they're not gonna be $100 speaker.
I started to say, don't get too carried away. We do have some residences in that area.
Sinking fund.
Yeah.
Sinking fund, who said that?
The only problem you have with Bluetooth is the range. You don't have a very long range.
Who's got microphones that suck?
Did you put that on record?
And I want to thank all of the law enforcement agencies that showed up to help us out. It's just great to see the unity. We're going to Ocala this Saturday to help them out because they came over and helped us out. So,
Perfect.
Absolutely wonderful to see the partnership between the different agencies. So.
They help us all the time.
Chamber did a great job with the parade, with the lights, with everything.
And yes, y'all have to remember that the parade and the Highlight of Williston are not ours. People kept telling me all this stuff, and I said, it's not a city event, it's a chamber event.
And poor Mr. Martin Pompeo, who was the marshal, was kind of squished in between. You didn't realize he was there.
Just a FYI, the city gave away 466 cups of hot cocoa and a total of 460 bags of cookies.
Cool. Miss Baloo, I got cookies and hot chocolate.
This is a reminder that not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday, December 14th, from 4 to 8 p.m. is our ethics training. I know that a lot of people have RSVP'd. It's going to be really fun. There'll be refreshments, there'll be food, there'll be information.
What's the food?
What's the food? Who said that? Jonathan, is that you?
I'll let Mr. Cox tell you how good the food was last year.
It was good.
And there was food everywhere, every kind you can imagine.
That's what I hear. So we try to up ourselves every year. So come, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
Look at there.
And the only thing I have to add is on Thursday and Friday, I will be at FMIT board, at a FMIT board meeting, this time in Tampa. I go back and forth from place to place. And that's the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust that we are a member of. Their board meeting is actually Friday morning, so I'm going down Thursday night because it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And they cover all those expenses. The city doesn't have any. All right. Anything else for this agenda? Wayne? No?
Just a possibility.
Mr. Cox?
Seeing them, which love seeing across the street, seeing all the progress that's being made and everything there. Any way possible for them to put an awning over these doors at the front of City Hall. Because when the one hurricane, Paul put sandbags out there, but there was water coming in at
every
the bottom.
hurricane it does that.
But it would be just, suggestion of putting an awning off the top.
Ms. Latricia.
To answer your question, Terry and I have a call tomorrow with Matt Marino with Old Rich about that awning.
I would want it to be brown or a color that matched the city hall and not light necessarily.
Remember that, Terry.
Look at Steven. Steven's like, I think in fun.
It's just a discussion to see what the price is looking at.
Yeah, that every hurricane we've had, the water on the front half of the building, the rain comes straight under the doors. I'm just saying back them and go out the back door. Every time.
I'd be calling somebody's butt.
Yeah. All right, anything further for this agenda? Got a lot coming up the next week or two. I hope y'all have a wonderful Merry Christmas. I won't see you before then. And we'll see you next year.
Bye.
We will adjourn. I'll have a motion if you will give me one. I have a motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor say aye. Aye. We will adjourn at 9:35. Thank you.
See, it almost was.